Hello there and welcome back to this video series on programming for problem solving using C language. After watching this video, you'll be able to draw flowcharts to represent algorithms. Perhaps to begin with, you will draw flowcharts for simple problems and simple computations. But as we go along, I'm sure you'll pick up the skill and draw flowcharts for rather complicated computations. With that, let us begin this video itself. We know that when computations are slightly complicated, it would be very convenient if we have a pictorial representation of the computation involved. After all, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So instead of describing things in so many words, it is convenient to represent it in a picture. Such pictorial representation is called a flowchart. In flowchart representation, one block is used for each type of computation that is undertaken. Let us see those blocks. This trapezium is for input and output. When we say input, we refer to the information that user gives and computer receives. So when you use an input instruction, the computer will wait for the user to enter values of variables, take them and put them in memory. Whereas when you say output, the values stored in the memory are displayed either on a monitor or on a printer for the user to see. And this rectangle is used to represent assignment. Assignment is of the form variable is equal to expression. Okay, the expression is evaluated first and the value is taken and put into the variable mentioned. Very many times computation and sequence of computation depends on whether a condition is met or not, whether some condition is true or false. In such cases, we use this decision box, which is a rhombus. And then you have beginning and ending of the flowchart represented by this ellipse with the word begin or end inside to indicate beginning or ending. Then this little circle with perhaps a symbol inside will represent continuation. For example, you run to the bottom of the page and you want to go to the next page. So at the bottom of the page, you will show this circle with some letter A, let us say, and with the same letter, you start it at the top of the next page. This becomes clear once we see an example. And then control flow is indicated by this arrow. The direction of the arrow indicates the direction in which the control flow is going. With that, we will see a couple of examples. Let us say we want to draw flowchart to compute the area and perimeter of a circle. There has to be some beginning, and the best place to begin is at the beginning as shown by this ellipse. And then the first thing we need to do is to receive the value of the radius from the user. So this block says wait for the user to enter a value. When once the user enters the value, use that value to compute the area. Area is pi r square and perimeter is 2 pi r. And then you see here this continuation symbol. We started at the top of the page, we gradually came down, we came almost to the bottom of the page. Then we have to go to the top at the next available space on the page. That we show by the control is going into A here and control is coming out from A. It is as though you have drawn a line from here all the way to the block. When once you compute area and perimeter of the triangle, you display them and you end. This is kind of very simple and straightforward computation. We will see a bit more involved computations in subsequent classes. That's all we have for now. Have a great day.